Good morning, year ones. Welcome to your Wednesday maths lesson. So yesterday we were representing numbers to 50, and today we are learning to find one more and one less than numbers to 50. So again, using those representations, but finding one more and one less. So our success criteria is identify the number, build the number, take one away to find one less, add one to find one more. So let's start with our fast 5 questions. So remember to pause between each question to jot down your answer on a piece of paper, and then we'll go through all these answers at the end. Okay, so number 1, what comes next? Look at the sequence of numbers and identify which number comes next. Then number 2, again, what comes next? So look at the sequence again and write down the number that comes next. Number 3, 19 is 1 more or less than 20. Which one is it? Is 19 one more than 20 or one less than 20? And number 4 is another more or less question. 12 is 1 more or less than 13. Is 12 one more than 13 or is 12 one less than 13? And then number 5 is a bit of a trickier one. Got to really think carefully about this one. 1 less than this number is 10. 1 less than this number is 10. Okay then, so number 1, what comes next? So the numbers are 13, 14, 15. So am I counting forwards or backwards? I must be counting forwards because the numbers are getting bigger each time, that's right. So 13, 14, 15, we're counting forwards in ones, so the next number must be 16. Then number 2, what comes next? So the numbers this time are 13, 12, 11. Now, are we counting forwards or backwards? We're counting backwards because the numbers are getting smaller each time. So we are counting backwards in ones, 13, 12, 11. So the next number would be 10. Then number 3, 19 is 1 more or less than 20. So if the number is more, then it means it comes after. So does 19 come after 20? No, it doesn't. 19 comes before 20, so it must be 1 less than 20. And then number 4, 12 is 1 more or less than 13. So again, let's think, does 12 come after 13? No, it doesn't. It comes before 13, so it must be 1 less than 13. And then finally, 1 less than this number is 10. So we need to be thinking, if 10 is 1 less than this number, then that must mean that 10 is the number that comes before it. So 1 less than 11 is 10. Well done if you got all of those. Okay, so Stevie is saying today, both pictures show the same number. Is that true or false? Is Stevie correct or is she not? Pause the screen to have a think and remember to think about your reasons why. Okay, so I wonder, did you use tens? Did you count in tens to work this out? Well done if you did, because we know it makes it much quicker, doesn't it? And we have sets of hands here, pairs of hands. And we know on our hands, we have 10 fingers and thumbs, so we can count in tens. So I'm going to draw around each group of 10 so that I don't get confused. There's 1 10. There's another 10. And there's another 10. And then we have 1 hand extra, so that must be 5 extra. Okay, and then over here, we've got our Numicon. And we've got our 10s here, and then we've got a 3 and 2 ones. 3 and 2 ones. That makes 5 as well. So we can see we've got 3 10s and then 5 ones in our picture of hands, and then 3 10s and 5 ones with our Numicon. So they must be showing the same number. It must be true. Now, did you work out what number they are both showing? Let's have a check. So we've got 10, 20, 30, and then 5 ones. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 3 10s and 5 ones, 35. Do we need to count this one as well? We could do, couldn't we? But we've already worked out that it has the same 10s and the same ones. So we don't really have to count to check. So well done, Stevie, you were right. Okay, so today's vocabulary, let's revisit some of these words. We've got represent, which again, that means to show something. Digit is another word for numeral or number. So these are all digits here. Then we've got our tens and our ones. And this is what it looks like in Dean's. And then today, because we're thinking of one less and one more, one less means take one away. It's the number that comes before it, if we're looking at a number line or a number grid. And then one more means that we add one, the number that comes after. So finding one more is like adding one. So here we've got a couple of friends. One is saying, I have 3 10s and 2 ones. And then he is saying, I'll give you one more straw. He's going to add one straw to the 3 10s and 2 ones. So one more than 32 is, I didn't count them, it is 32 though, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. And then one more is 33. One more than 32 is 33, the number that comes after. Okay, let's do this one together. So we have a picture here of some fish in a tank. Now there are 10 fish in this tank and 5 more fish in this tank. So 1 10 and 5 ones. What's 1 10 and 5 ones? That's right, it's 15. 1 10 and 5 ones is 15. Let's count and check though. So this is 10 and then let's count on 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes. So I have represented the number 15 for the 15 fish down here. I've got 1 10 and 5 ones. And if I'm finding one more, that just means that I need to do what? What do I need to do? Add one or take one away if I'm finding one more? That's right, I need to add one. So I can draw it on the fish tank as well. Draw an extra little fish here, swimming around. That would be adding one more fish. And I can also show it with my Deans. So I'm going to make the same number again, the number that we started with, 15. Actually, I'm just going to copy and paste it over for quickness. So that's the number we started with, 15, but we were finding one more, the next number. So I need to add one more 1. Okay, so pause here to work out what is 1 more than 15. Okay, did you get 16? Amazing if you did. Right, this time, I'm going to have a go at this one on your own, and then we'll come back to have a go in a minute. So have a look at the 10 frames, first of all. Work out how many spiders there are. And then I want you to have a go at working out what one more than that number is. Okay, so pause the screen here, count the spiders, and then find out what one more is. Okay, so how many spiders are there? Now I can see I've got 2 10 frames that are full, and then 1 10 frame that has only got 9 spiders in. So I'm going to count in 10s, 10, 20, and then 9 more is 29. So there are 29 spiders to begin with. 2 10s and 9 1s, 29. To find one more than 29, I need to add another one. So I can draw an extra spider to work this one out. Oh, I'm going to be a bit, I will give it all of its legs actually. I was going to cheat and not do as many, but that wouldn't be very accurate. So how many legs does a spider have, by the way? That's right, 8. So we can draw it to add it into the 10 frames, and you might already be able to tell from that now what one more than 29 is. But we're also going to represent it in Deans. So I'm going to do the same as before. Going to copy. So there's my 29. Oh, I've brought a 9 over with me as well. Let's get rid of you. 29, and then one more. Let's get one more 1 and bring it over. Okay, so I'm going to count these and see how many I've got now. So I've got 2 10s, and then I've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got 10 1s there. What could I do with those 10 1s? What is 10 1s the same as? 10 1s is the same as 1 10. So I can swap my 10 1s. Let's get rid of those and swap it for another 10. Just to the side. And that's much easier to count then, isn't it? Right, so 1 more than 29 is, that's right, 30. Did you get 30 as well? Brilliant. And we can see that really quickly by seeing that there are now 3 full 10 frames and 3 10s. Okay, 30. 1 more than 29 is 30. Okay, this time we're going to look at finding one less. So finding one less, like we mentioned before, is like subtracting one, like taking one away. So again, our friend here says, I have 3 10s and 2 1s, which we know from before, that's 32. We can count and check, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. We've got 32 again. Now his friend is coming along. He's not being very nice actually, because he's saying, I will take away 1 straw. Could at least ask politely. So he's going to take 1 away. So that means he's finding 1 less. So if I take 1 away, I could physically take it away, or if I can't do that, I could just cross 1 out. And that can also represent taking away. So how many straws are there now? There are 31. So 1 less than 32 is 31. Okay, let's have a go at another 1 less question. So again, let's look at the fish tanks and let's see how many fish there are. So pause again to have to count the fish. Right, did you count in 10s? Great if you did, because again, we've got 2 fish tanks with 10 in them. This fish tank and this fish tank have got 10s in them. So 2 10s and 8 1s. 2 10s and 8 1s, 28. That's right. So we are finding 1 less than 28 this time. Remember, 1 less means that we take 1 away. So can you pause the screen here to see if you can work out what 1 less than 28 is going to be? Okay, so if I'm using my picture, rather than drawing another fish that we did if we are adding 1 more, we want to cross one of the fish out on the picture, don't we? So I can't actually move it, so I'm going to cross 1 out. And it's really important that I cross it out from the fish tank that doesn't have 10 in it, because we still have those 2 10s. We have to take away from the 1s, all right? So this was the fish tank with 8 fish in it, so I'm going to take away 1 of those 8 fish. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the Deans. So I've got my number 28 represented in Deans here, 2 10s and 8 1s. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to copy and paste in here. And then this time, because I'm finding one less, I'm going to take one of them away. Right, so now I can see that 1 less than 28 is 27. There are 2 10s and 7 1s remaining. Okay, did you find that as well? Fantastic. Okay, so time for you to do this one completely on your own, and then we'll come back in a minute. So this time we're finding 1 less than 48. So we've got it represented here. Again, if you want to, you can represent it with drawing at home. You can draw your 10s and 1s, or you can use any of your things from home that you have been using so far for your maths, like Lego or straws. Or you can use the printout that we have put into the maths folder, where you can actually print out the 10s and 1s. So pause the screen here to find out what is 1 less than 48. Okay, so let's have a little look. I'll copy and paste this over again. Oh, actually, before I do that, I'm looking at my Deans that are here already. Because this is a picture, I can't move it. So I'm just going to cross one out, because we're finding 1 less. I need to cross one of my 1s out. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no, I just realised I did something wrong. Did you notice as well? Amazing if you noticed, because that was really silly of me. I crossed out 110. I don't want to cross out 110. I'm not finding 10 less than 48. I'm finding 1 less than 48. So I only need to cross out 1, not 110. Oh dear. Right. There we go. Cross that one out. And then if I'm representing it in my grid, I'm going to do what I did last time. Copy. Sorry, that was my coffee machine. And paste. Throwing it over. So there's the 48. I need to take one of those 1s away. And now I can see that 1 less than 48 is 47. Got 4 10s and 7 1s remaining. Did you manage to get 47 as well? Awesome. Okay, so it's time to go over to Teams now to have a go at your quiz. So we've got lots of questions based on what we've just been looking at, what we've just been learning. And you'll have a chance to use pictures to help you. You'll also have a chance to to represent it yourself to work out the answers. And then there's a stretch challenge as well. There's an extra question if you are feeling ready for a challenge. Okay, I hope you have a lovely day, guys, and see you later. Bye.